And so none of these vocals have ever been, this is the only time they were sung, really, so because it was all improvised. So it's got this feel to it that you're never ever going to get again. And just having that energy in a song, to me, adds a huge amount. And then we've got the bridge bit that we thought this bit made a really good bridge if we repeated it.
Was that the dress code? Come in your own clothes.
It's sort of similar processing, but much heavier on the slap back because we wanted it to be slightly different, almost like an announcement. So.
Was that the dress code? Come in your own clothes.
And then there's a slightly different treatment on some of the lines. So when it gets to the I don't want to sleep with you lines in the chorus, we've treated them.
I don't want to sleep with you.
So, yeah, with these vocals, we've treated them differently. We wanted them to set out. So we've put some sort of heavy tuning on them, micro-shifted them so that they spread out and just have a very different character. So as they... It's almost this sort of robotic sound that's happening on the vocal, and then we have the other occasional line. You can hear it sort of opens it out, takes it to a slightly different place in the vocal at that point, and it's an answer line that doesn't want to sit in exactly the same space as the other vocals, so it's moving in and out and it's taking your attention. And then with my vocal, obviously it's such a different vocal.
She cooked a meal for the first time.
And dry.
A 57, she cooked a meal for the first time.
This again was on an SM7 because I thought it should fit. I think I did try on a condenser mic, but it made it sound so different to Evangeline's vocals, it wasn't working. So I used the same mic and it sort of fitted in better.
And in the bones she saw a sign.
Again, I've got a
sign that would change her forever.
I've got a lot of low mid in my voice, so especially on a dynamic, I really had to scoop that out, and I had to sit in a similar space. So again, we compressed it really hard.
In the bones, she saw a sign.
De-essing.
A sign that would change her forever.
And then again, we wanted a slightly different space, so again, and to thicken it a bit. So
57, she cooked a meal for the first time.
I quite like the sound of using the micro shift after the echo, so that the echo itself is getting phased a bit, or getting the very short delays and modulation on it. That seemed to create quite an interesting texture, and we're using the same longer delay on it. But interestingly, there's hardly any reverbs on this track. There's reverb that's built into the 2600, and then there's a reverb that we've put onto the snare, which is the Valhalla room, the bright room. And other than that, that's it. It's really dry, but just quite lots of small delays because we wanted it to feel very dry, very close, very driven, and then the synths themselves are quite wide and they've got quite a long release, which almost gives it this sort of tail to the sound anyway.